in the US is we have a government credit card that apparently has no limit. When you adjust for inflation, we have the second most amount of government programs.
They're going to move the chairs on the Titanic.
One of the things we've seen for U.S. row crop producers, lower commodity prices. I think that's going to be the same across the border here. We also have stubborn cost structure. So our cost structure had been slowly working its way lower, and then the Iran conflict really put energy prices and fertilizer prices back up to the top. So that's creating a lot of squeeze for producers. I think one of the differences here that we might have in the U.S. is we have a government credit card that apparently has no limit, and so we just keep spending in the U.S. government.
Yeah.
And so we've been shoveling all sorts of ad hoc. Ad hoc is Latin for as needed. So we have a farm bill and we have farm bill programs, and when those don't work, we don't really want to change the farm bill. We don't want to make a better policy. We just want to complain to the administration or the Congress, and they seem to be willing and able to keep shoveling out. So when you adjust for inflation, we have the second most amount of government programs coming into the farm economy today than we've had going all the way back to the 1920s. And so huge amounts of dollars going into the farm sector right now.
I don't think we have the equivalent of the American Express for farmers in Canada. Eric, we're going to get to you on that. Maybe we wish we did, or maybe we didn't. Maybe it's not a blessing. Maybe it's not a boon. It's a bit of a curse. But folks were responding to this interest expense question. 12% said yes, significantly, have seen an increase in their annual interest expense. 42% said yes, somewhat. 35% said about the same, and 12% said not applicable. But and I'm wondering how much this quantitative easing you're talking about is affecting farmlands. But we have such a different political environment here when it comes to agriculture than the Americans. Eric, how do you feel about that?
Well, the first thing on interest rates, kind of a funny anecdote. I have a partner that I work with who's in his mid 40s. And when rates went up in 2022, that was the first time in his business career he ever saw rates where they didn't go down. So they had dropped for that full period of time. So it's a bit of a shift of mindset, especially for the younger producers. Now, you mentioned back in my day when I was at FCC in Verdun, my first loan I gave a producer was at 12.5%, and they were excited to get it, right? If I do that right now, it's like a credit card. But back about the government programs, and farm support, we've got crop insurance, we've got agri stability, we've got some private ones like GARS. And really, for our producers, looking at those margin-based programs, our clients have built up and our farmers have built up some good margins. So they got some protection. What we're looking at from our standpoint, from a M&P, and when we talk to our clients, is next year. Like, we've already got this year already booked. A lot of our clients had their fertilizer locked in, prices did a little bit of boy. So we can see this year, depending if you grow a crop, should be a good year or an okay year. We're a little worried about the year coming. And of course, that's just a future orientation of producers. They're always thinking ahead. But I don't see anything changing politically in terms of support for agriculture. And I think we have what we have, and we just need, they're going to move the chairs on the Titanic once in a while. That they're going to change it here or tweak it there, but they're not going to, the fundamentals of these programs, I don't think are going to change a lot.
And they're not bad programs if you understand them and know when to take advantage of. Like, there's good infrastructure for businesses to protect themselves in farming.
I think one of the things in Canadian agriculture is that a lot of farmers don't understand the programs as well, and that's not their fault. Like, they've got a lot of things they're busy at. We spend a lot of time trying to work with our clients to understand that, and I always tell my clients, if I can figure it out, I'm not that smart, so you guys should be able to. But the bigger piece is finding partners, whoever it is, to be able to explain those to them. Look, I grew up I grew up on a grain and cattle farm, and like my father's idea of support was like, write me a check for so much an acre. And that's what he grew up with. That's probably not coming back to Canada ever again.
No. Harry Siemens is asking both men on this topic, how does the government help compare for farmers between Canada and the U.S.? Government help, how does it compare David, how would you frame it for us? I guess if we took a look at what you guys are getting, is it a blessing or is it a curse, or what do you think of the structure there?
Well, we got to separate this just a little bit. So historically, there was farm bill programs, and farm bill programs had a little bit of predictability. There was a little bit of a planning feature to them. Farm policy since about 2014 has had a risk management flavor. So we've got all these crazy programs. ARC is called one, PLC is called the other. And the idea here is if yields or prices or a combination of yield and prices change a lot between planting and uh, the market year closing, they'll give you some program level payments. So it's like insurance. It functions like insurance. It's a higher safety net and it's more of an area based. So it's not your farm, it's the whole county. Now, one of the downsides of those programs is you plant a crop in this spring, you harvest a crop this fall, you get paid next fall. So you can be bankrupt and out of business and not get your government check yet. So that's one downside to our farm bill programs. Now, the other side is we now, since the trade war, the first trade war back in 18 and 19, we've been getting these ad hoc payments. So these ad hoc payments are just billions of dollars that get added to the farm economy separate from the farm bill.